Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all enjoying the week so far. Today is Wednesday and we're going to have a quick look at the Bitcoin price. We'll have a look at the higher time frame. We'll have a look at the strength of the dollar in the DXY, and we'll have a look at the USDT dominance. If we get a chance, we'll even have a look at a couple of altcoins. So hope you enjoy the episode. Let's get straight into it. Right, okay guys, I've got Bitcoin trading against the US dollar. This is the 1 week index on TradingView. So this goes back for the lifespan of Bitcoin as far as the charts are concerned. And you see that the first thing is we've managed to break and close below this 200 weekly moving average. We're currently spending week 3 below the 200 weekly moving average, which is showing very, very much so weakness in the market. Now, I just want to show you a range that I've built in here, this channel. And this channel goes back and it's respected from the December 2013 highs. It acted as resistance back in the 2013 highs and also acted as resistance before the 2017 bull run happened. We managed to break, close below, acted as support, and then we managed to get the 2017 all-time high of just under 20,000, where the top of the range acted as resistance. So it has supported and acted well through this range throughout, and this is why I'm wondering whether it could possibly be an area where we're likely to make a bottom. So we'll look at that, and we'll look at another couple of other things which shows us whether we're likely to make a bottom at this range. But I'm currently looking at around about the 15,000 level for Bitcoin. So you can see that not only is this range held from the tops to the bottoms, it's also held at the 50% level by this signal, by this mid-range here. So one time resistance, resistance, another resistance level, resistance, and then we finally broke through and we got the 2021 bull run. So we've currently been forced back into this range and hovering below the 200 weekly moving average, which we've just talked about. And the 50% level, if this does hold again, is around about 13 to 14,000, in the 13 to the 14,000 range. We can also add from the highs to the all-time highs of the November 2021 run and the previous swing low, or the macro swing low, which was 32,000. If we apply an equal measured move from the previous swing high, the macro swing high on the weekly, that's currently hovering around about the $14,000 level as well. So there's a couple of things that's indicating that we're likely to move in a lower direction, and I don't really want to see a break and a close below the 17,800 level. Otherwise, I'm pretty confident that we are going to go back and test that level, hopefully as support. So that's the 1 week index. We'll have a quick look at the daily on Bitcoin in a moment. I just want to show you the dominance first. Right, okay, so we've looked at the Bitcoin price. We've seen that it's hovering around about the 20,000 area. It's currently acting as support in that range, but it's looking like there's a little bit of weakness in the market, and we are likely to move to the downside and at least test that 17,800 region again. So the Bitcoin dominance, it's quite unusual in that we've had a huge bleed in the dominance over the last couple of weeks. And usually when Bitcoin goes down in price, and it goes down heavily in price, the crypto market follows, but a lot heavier. So we've seen a little bit of strength in quite a few of the larger altcoins and even a few of the smaller caps, which has resulted in this downside to Bitcoin. It hasn't managed to gain that percentage it usually gains in an area of uncertainty in the market, which shows strength in the altcoin market. You see, previously in 2017, there wasn't that much of an altcoin market. Things didn't do what they can do now, and there's more use case now. So it's had a bit of an impact as far as Bitcoin's concerned, and we've seen that downside. It's currently testing that 618% level, a 618 Fibonacci, should I say, level, and that's where we're probably going to act as resistance and come back down to test the 786 and the 200 daily moving average. So that's an area that we're likely to see a bounce from. We'll have a look at Bitcoin on the daily. We had a look on the weekly. We'll have a quick look on the daily before we look at the dollar index next. Right, okay, Bitcoin on the daily. This is trading against USDT. Previously we looked at the Bitcoin trading against USD, so this is slightly different. This is the US dollar tether, the stable coin. So what levels are we needing to hold in the near term? Certainly the $20,000 level. We don't want to break and close below the $20,000 level, or that's signaling that we're going to go back and test the 17,800 level, which was the previous swing low. So we're either going to get two things at the 17,800 if we do get that break and close below 20, and that's either a reaction to act as support, and you'll see that we had the capitulation wicks previously, which pushed price back up above the $20,000 level. Are we going to get that again, or is people going to realize the profits? Is there going to be a sell wall? Is there going to be lots of sell action that's going to panic people into pushing the price back down to the levels that we looked at on the weekly, which was the $13,000 to the $15,000 level? So if we do break and close below the 20,000, I'm looking at the 17,700 to 800 region. If we break and close below the 17,700 region, where are we looking at? Well, let's look left and find out where price was respected previously. And you can see that price was respected previously at these levels. And in fact, the last time that we were trading at these levels was back previously before the 2021 bull run, going back to November 2020. So if we build in a zone of interest at this level, bottom of the range is signaled by $16,164. So that could act as support going forward. And that's an area that we can build in and look at. Unfortunately, going underneath that, next lines of support is around about the $12,000 region. So we are due a bounce, and we are going to get that bounce at some point. I don't think that the bears have got enough power in them to be able to push price action right down right now. They've exhausted a lot of people. The market's had a lot of people that have realized their losses. It's kind of gone through a bit of a semi-reset, but these things take a long time. So we just got to keep an eye on what levels are going to be respected as support and when we get the bounces, because when we do get the bounces, it's a huge move to the upside signal between from moves between ranging from 20% to sometimes some of the altcoins 1 to 200%. So it's not financial advice, by the way, but what level I'm looking at for the next recovery bounce is to at least test the previous swing low, which is signaled by the 27,000 region, and that's quite a move to the upside. So that's the level that I'm looking at, and if we do manage to get a higher close candle on the daily chart, that's something that I'll be looking at entering. So okay, that's Bitcoin on the daily. Right, okay, I've got the DXY up now on the daily chart. So the US dollar currency index on the daily. So you can see that when you see strength in the dollar and you see strength in anything that's related, pegged to the dollar, that correlates with the dollar, you see weakness in other markets. People, when they're scared, run into safer assets, off-risk assets, and apparently the dollar is one of them. Everyone runs straight into the buck in fear. And you know, on the macro scale, we've got lots going on. We've got the war in Ukraine. You've had COVID over the last few years, and you've got inflation, which is skyrocketing. Everyone's scared. Everyone's going into the dollar, and the markets are feeling it. So you can see that on the US dollar index, the current on the DXY, we're testing an area of resistance now, which is 105.06. And it's breaking through. Can we manage to get the break and the close above that, showing further strength in the dollar? We'll have to just wait and see. Ideally, what I'd like to see is a pullback. You can come back, test this, double top, not a break and a close below there, previous swing high, and a pullback in the dollar. If we get a pullback in the dollar index, you'll get a rally in the crypto market, and we'll get that pullback and that bounce that everybody's been waiting for. So it's not going to be a bounce where it's going to take you to all-time highs or anything like that, but we're looking at high percentage bounces. We've just got to wait for the market to give us clues as to when that's likely going to happen. And if we do get this double top in the dollar index, and we manage to get a lower low, lower close, which is showing that there's been a reaction from the double top and the bears have managed to take control, we can come back and we can have a pullback in the dollar index and that rally in the crypto market in the short term. So we'll have a look at the stablecoin USDT Dominance next, and we'll see if that gives us any clues. Right, okay, this is the dominance of the USDT stablecoin, US dollar tether. And you can see that we've looked at the DXY, we've looked at the Bitcoin price on the higher time frame, we've looked at Bitcoin price on the daily, and you can see that we're getting a little bit of a picture now. The DXY's looking like it's possibly due to have an exhaustion point if we do get that double top and a reaction from the double top, which would signal a pullback in the dollar index and a little bit of a rally in the crypto market. So that's one indication that we're going to get that positive bounce once we get a negative reaction on the DXY. You can also use the market cap of USDT for that. And what I'd like to see here is, although it does correlate with the DXY, we've got a lot more upside that we need to gain to be able to get that double top. So what I'd like to see here is a reaction to this resistance level at the 7.93 range, and then a continuation back down to this trend line, which has been respected 1, 2, 3 times. It's had 3 touches, and it's the main trend within this region as far as momentum's concerned. So I'd like to see that pullback, a reaction at the 7.93% level, and then a pullback back down to trend, which is also at this support level of 6.5%. So that'll correlate nicely, and it'll certainly get a reaction as far as the dominance is concerned in Tether. So you can see that that's also an indication, if we do get this reaction here, what's happening at this point. If we get the push up here and this acts as resistance again, that means that people have got strength in crypto and people are buying their crypto and coming out of US dollar tether. So at that point, you'll get strength in the crypto market and you'll get the bounce in Bitcoin and other altcoins that people have been waiting for until we get to this level where we can reevaluate again, where we're likely to get people are likely to be more off risk and go back into the dollar again. So it's all short term. This is the daily chart, and people are looking for short term gains because at the end of the day we're pretty much in a ranging market, and no one knows whether we've made a bottom. So you can just take advantage of shorter moves. So that's one area that I'm looking at. Once we get a reaction at this resistance level of 7.93, we can look at what Bitcoin's doing and whether we're holding support, and we get any kind of indication that price is likely to move in the upside for certainly a few weeks anyway. So we can gain probabilities and gain clues as to when that's going to happen by looking at other charts and other pairs. Right, okay, well, I said we'll look at a couple of alts. We'll look at Ethereum and we'll look at Solana, and then that's it for the day. Before we get into the altcoins, guys, thanks each and every single one of you. We've got about 15 subscribers we need to get before we've got to 1,000. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when we're releasing our next video. Share the content with your friends. And of course, if you do like it, give us a thumbs up. We'll be back with Ethereum and Solana next. Right, okay, Ethereum, currently $1,105. It's trading at $1,105. It's just made a swing low within the last couple of weeks of $876. You'd have never thought it when Ethereum was, what was it, at about $4,500 region. Let's have a quick look at its all-time high back in November last year. So $4,900, in fact. And it's currently 1,105, recently 874. Wow. It has got quite a lot to the downside to go, Ethereum, as far as even getting to the previous swing low is concerned. It's got a 20% move to the downside nearly, just to test the previous swing low. If we do break and close below that previous swing low, the next level of support that I've got is trading at the $674 region. So I mean, it's not financial advice, but I'm looking at laddering into Ethereum at these low levels, not at the level that it's at now, because I think that there's a good chance that price action is likely going to make a move to the downside and retest this area. You see, when you get reversal signals, there's lots of things that you can look at, like head and shoulders patterns. One of the patterns is a double bottom. So if we get a positive reaction similar to this capitulation wick in Ethereum and the same in Bitcoin, again at this level, that could signal a short-term bottom and then come back and test the previous lows, the previous swing lows. So if that scenario did play out and we got a reaction from the bottom. We managed to get the capitulation wick, lots of buy orders, a higher close candle. You're looking at retesting areas of 55% gains just to test the previous swing low. So there's huge levels to be had here, but there's nothing to say that the price is not going to move to the downside in the near future. We can look at signals as to what price action's given us, and we can act upon them based on our rules and based on our thesis. So that's Ethereum. Let's have a quick look at Solana and then we'll wrap it up. Right, okay, got Solana here. Trading in a bit of a downwards channel. This can be quite bullish in some instances. Usually what you'll tend to get is a range to the upside and then a continuation down. And then a continuation to the downside. But we're creating a downwards channel, so the bears are pushing price action right down in this instance. And when it does get the reversal, it's going to signal a bigger move. I mean, currently a move to the previous swing low from where we are now is sitting at 123%, and that's just to the previous swing low and on the daily chart. So huge levels to be had. I mean, you're looking at about 600-700% if you look at the gains to where the previous all-time high was. I'm not saying that it's going to get there anytime soon. It's probably not. 658%. So I mean, it's bled a lot, Solana has, but there's huge gains to be had when price action tells us that there's a little bit of momentum in the market and that a bottom's in for the local near term. So there's something to keep an eye on, Solana. If we do get the break and the close below 33.67, this breakout move is completely invalidated and we'll go back and test the $26 region. Break and a close below there. Next area of support, $19. So these are worth looking at. There's a lot going on. They've just released a phone, Solana, and they have lots of transactions going on the network, and they've certainly got the network effect going for them. So it's something that I'm keeping an eye on. And remember, none of this is financial advice. I'm not invested in Solana at the moment. I previously was, but I diversified my portfolio into less risk assets, specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum and USDT. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm looking at. I'm probably not doing anything for the short term. I want to see some kind of reversal signal. I want to see some kind of momentum, some kind of volume in the market before I look at doing anything else. But I hope this has provided useful, guys. It's a little bit of a market update, a little bit of a crypto market update in addition to the Bitcoin price, as well as a little bit of a tutorial to show you guys how you can look at how markets correlate with each other and how you can get signals from different pairs that correlate with each other, such as the dollar index, the DXY, and the US dollar tether. So if you did like it, guys, again, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, share it with any of your friends that you think might like it. You enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you very much, Crypto Bullseye community. Take care of yourselves now. Bye.